Does the A1 have a flippy screen? No.
No?
No, it does not have a flippy screen. It was an A7 III. So the question was, do all the Alpha series bodies come with the flippy screen going forward?
Because they said the A1 is the future. They're actually going backwards.
This isn't a terrible thing. If you look at other pro cameras, right, the naming makes very clear that Sony it's a new line, but it's also a competitor to the 1DX Mark II. It's also priced in that range, right? Like it's $6,500, about the same price as the 1DX2, or I guess it's the 1DX Mark III now. This is Sony going for the kill for the top end.
Yeah, it's the exact same price.
The competitor cameras don't have this feature, so maybe Sony decided it just wasn't worth the effort to like try and include it. You have to think about it from a manufacturing standpoint, right? Like they have these A9 or A7 bodies ready to go, right? So all they have to do is put in a new sensor and a new processor, and then that makes it a lot easier than maybe like the A7S III bodies. They're newer, so there's fewer of them, and the A7S III is in high demand, so they want to save those for the A7S bodies. So, maybe they decided it wasn't worth it, because this is also going to be a fairly low volume camera compared to those other models, right? So they decided, for that clientele, they probably it wasn't worth the effort. But maybe for the A7, like the base series, right, that's going to reach a lot more consumers, so maybe they'll decide that it's worth it. And this will be further along when the A7S III production has, caught up. And by that point, it might be easier to use those bodies because there's more of those being produced. So all hope is not lost, but if we had seen the flippy screen, then we kind of would have known that they all would have come with the flippy screen. But now it's kind of like we'll have to wait and see.
It might also just be that because it's just the A9 or it's just the A1 right now, they want to have something in the future for the A2 per se, or like the A1 Mark II. So they just add a flippy screen in the next model.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that is like a little shred of hope that like flippy screen fans can hold on to, but I think what's more likely is that like the people who are going to buy this camera just aren't interested in that, right? They're doing wildlife, they're looking at the viewfinder.
Compatibility with like their Xperia phone. So I think they're just trying to sell that as a package, like not only the camera as a product, but also the phone with it. Because they said you can do live monitoring and live streaming with this, and maybe that's what they're intending without having the flippy screen.
I'm sure that it works kind of nicely. It's nice to be able to have your phone, but if you're buying a $6,000+ camera, like I would just get an actual proper monitor. Right? So that to me is kind of just like something to throw away.